Hey there guys, welcome back to another video. Just like the one video of me yapping about the state the community was in, I will be yapping about the current meta that the people have noticed. So after the constant buffs of SSC, people have now noticed how good of a character it is. How good is SSC now exactly? Well, first off, let's check out all of its phases to find out, shall we? First off, with the addition of the Blaster moveset, it adds in more combinations for combos SSC can perform. Both moves, when used, are very self-explanatory when it comes to being used in combat. Other than that little review, there is only one move on SSC that trips up most opponents. Not only it's instant and RNG based, but only by experience can you perfectly counter this move. The move itself is pretty hard to counter, as most skilled SSC players will use 5 close-up. If not blocked in time, it can grant the opposing side an easy combo starter. However, the move can be countered quite easily. You can either predict when they use 5 and block it, or run off to use a move to punish them, since 5 leaves the SSC vulnerable to other long-range moves. Regardless, onto the second phase. The second phase, unlike the first one, is more damage and attack focused. While in this phase, Knife 2 gets an upgrade and you obtain 3 extra moves. Now, out of the 3 additional moves SSC gets, their second phase Knife 4 is what we're looking at. The move, like some others in this game, doesn't have a startup sound cue. This move poses a serious threat when your vision is covered.
Why is this important to remember, Poopster?
Remember the Blaster moveset I was mentioning earlier? Blaster 1's beam isn't transparent, same as Sans Blasters, so if you're on the other side of the beam, you can't see their movements, but can still hear them. And since Blaster 1 is somewhat stationary, you can position yourself away from your opponent, doing this. This can also be used against the SSC as well. Take a good look. Sure, these aren't perfect examples, but in combat, this can be used anytime. Other than that, many people think this is the best phase SSC has, just because of the amount of easy combo mix-ups this character can perform. Regardless, onto the last phase. Before continuing, I'd like to thank 𝓲𝓽𝓪 for giving me some cool game passes and other things. Thanks a lot, dude. Now, going back on topic, this is where things get a little tricky. The third phase doesn't have any good combo starters, and nearly all of its moves, when used raw, are predictable. This is just one of the few problems with SSC's third phase. Even if you're able to land hits on the opponent, this phase is a lot harder to learn combo-wise than the other 2 phases. Happily, the devs added some extra things to SSC to spice things up. SSC has 2 extra features, an RMB, and a Held or Special, which both count as combo extenders. Both can be used to get a little increase in damage while keeping the combo alive. Even with the extra features for this phase, the combos are still a bit difficult to perform. Check out these examples I have for y'all. With enough practice, this phase can feel as fun as the first two phases, as long as you do the combos correctly. Anyways, that's all I got for now. Here's some 1v1s I recorded with Redwing. Well then, that'll be all for today's video. I hope this video makes people understand that the devs need to start making more changes to this character. Sure, SSC isn't the best, cause characters like Undyne and 𝓢𝓽𝓪 can counter them quite easily. But the main reason I made this video was cause SSC hasn't gotten any nerfs in a long while. I suspect that SSC is getting changes cause of the recent skin sneak peeks that popped up recently. When Undyne got its visuals and moves changed up, they also updated the character's moves a little bit. Before this happened, a sneak peek of Undyne's new 3rd phase armor was also shown. This was sort of a mini buff the devs have performed. This time, they might be doing something like what they did before, maybe a nerf, but it depends. Once more, this is a small theory of what I think the staff team will start doing to SSC. Regardless, like and subscribe. As of now, I'm quite literally 23 subs away from 600. Any amount of support helps. Anyways, that'll be all from me. See y'all later.
You